Have you ever wondered why so many Japanese children seem remarkably independent long before they become teenagers? In Japan, it's not unusual to see young kids carrying their own school bags, navigating short walks to school, helping with household chores, and taking responsibility for tasks that many adults elsewhere still handle for their children. To outsiders, it can feel almost unbelievable. What's the secret? Is it stricter discipline, a different education system, or some hidden parenting formula passed down through generations? The answer is actually much deeper. Japanese parents have quietly developed a set of habits that nurture independence not through pressure or control, but through trust, responsibility, and daily practice. And once you understand these habits, you may start looking at parenting and personal growth in a completely different way. One of the biggest differences in Japanese parenting is that independence is treated as a skill, not a personality trait. In many cultures, people assume some children are naturally responsible while others simply aren't. Japanese parents often see it differently. They believe responsibility grows through repeated experience. Instead of waiting for a child to become responsible before giving them responsibilities, they give children small responsibilities. This creates a powerful cycle. The child succeeds at a simple task, gains confidence, and becomes ready for something slightly bigger. Over time, those tiny victories build a strong sense of capability. It's a very Kaizen-like approach. Rather than expecting dramatic transformation overnight, parents encourage continuous improvement through small, manageable steps. This philosophy starts surprisingly early. Young children are often encouraged to put away toys, organize their belongings, and help with simple household tasks. To many Western parents, these jobs may seem too difficult for a young child. But Japanese families often believe that children are more capable than adults assume. The goal isn't perfection, the goal is participation. A child folding clothes imperfectly is still learning responsibility. A child helping prepare dinner, even slowly, is still building valuable life skills. Instead of focusing on efficiency, parents focus on development. And honestly, that's a pretty powerful mindset shift. Another important concept is shitsuke, a Japanese term often translated as discipline. But discipline in Japan isn't always about punishment or strict enforcement. It's more about teaching proper habits and social behavior until they become natural. Japanese parents spend considerable time helping children understand expectations rather than simply reacting when rules are broken. Children learn routines, manners, and responsibilities as normal parts of everyday life. Because expectations are consistent, kids gradually internalize them. The result is a form of self-discipline that comes from within rather than from fear of consequences. A fascinating example can be seen in Japanese schools. Many schools ask students to clean classrooms, hallways, and common areas themselves. There isn't a separate cleaning staff handling every mess. Children actively participate in maintaining their environment. This teaches an important lesson. If you help care for a space, you develop respect for it. Cleaning isn't viewed as punishment, it's viewed as responsibility. And that lesson often starts at home. Parents encourage children to contribute to family life because being part of a community means helping the community function. Trust also plays an enormous role. Japanese parents frequently give children opportunities to make decisions and solve problems independently. Instead of immediately stepping in whenever a challenge appears, they often allow children to struggle a little. That doesn't mean abandoning them, it means creating safe opportunities for learning. When a child forgets something, faces a minor problem, or needs to figure out a solution, parents may resist the urge to rescue them instantly. This teaches resilience. Children begin to understand that problems are not disasters. They're simply situations that can be handled. One cultural value that strongly supports this approach is omoyari, which refers to empathy and consideration for others. Japanese children are taught from an early age to think about how their actions affect people around them. This isn't just about being polite, it's about developing awareness. When children understand their role within a group, they naturally become more responsible. They start noticing what needs to be done without being told every single time. They learn to anticipate needs, cooperate with others, and contribute positively to their environment. These habits quietly strengthen independence because children become active participants rather than passive observers. Japanese parenting also tends to avoid excessive praise for every small achievement. This might sound surprising at first. Instead of constantly telling children how amazing they are, parents often focus on effort, persistence, and improvement. The message becomes less about being special and more about growing through practice. This encourages an internal sense of motivation. Children learn to feel proud because they worked hard and improved, not simply because someone applauded them. Over time, this creates confidence that isn't dependent on external validation. Minimalism also influences many Japanese households. While not every family lives in a perfectly minimalist home, there is often an appreciation for simplicity and intentional living. Fewer possessions can mean fewer distractions and clearer expectations. Children learn to care for their belongings because they own only what they genuinely use and value. A simpler environment often makes responsibilities easier to understand and manage. When everything has a place, children can participate more effectively in keeping things organized. It's a subtle but powerful connection between environment and behavior. Then there's the incredible influence of routine. Japanese families often place significant importance on predictable daily rhythms. Morning routines, school routines, meal routines, and bedtime routines create structure that helps children understand what is expected. Routine reduces decision fatigue and builds confidence. When children know how to navigate their day independently, they feel more capable. What may appear to be simple habits are actually creating a strong foundation for self-management and personal responsibility. Another aspect worth noticing is Tokyo-style efficiency. In densely populated cities where space and time are limited, people often learn to operate with remarkable organization and purpose. Children absorb these habits naturally. They watch adults plan carefully, respect schedules, and use resources wisely. Over time, they develop similar behaviors. Efficiency becomes less about rushing and more about using time thoughtfully. This mindset contributes to independence because children learn how to manage their own tasks effectively. Perhaps the most powerful lesson of all is that Japanese parenting often prioritizes long-term development over short-term convenience. It is usually faster for an adult to clean a room, pack a bag, or solve a problem. But when parents consistently do everything for children, they unintentionally delay the development of important skills. Japanese parents frequently accept temporary inconvenience in exchange for future capability. They understand that teaching a child today creates a stronger, more confident adult tomorrow. What's truly remarkable is that these habits don't rely on expensive tools, complicated systems, or perfect parenting. They rely on trust, consistency, patience, and the belief that children are capable of more than we often imagine. Independence isn't suddenly granted when a child reaches a certain age. It's built gradually through hundreds of small experiences that communicate a simple message: you can do this. And maybe that's the ultimate secret hidden within Japanese parenting. The goal isn't to control children or make them dependent on adults forever. The goal is to prepare them for life. Through kaizen, omoyari, shitsuke, meaningful responsibility, and everyday trust, Japanese families quietly teach children something incredibly valuable. They teach them to believe in their own ability to contribute, solve problems, and navigate the world with confidence. In a time when many people are searching for complex solutions, this simple philosophy offers a powerful reminder. The strongest independence isn't created through freedom alone. It's created when responsibility, trust, and opportunity grow together, one small step at a time.